I welcome on Death Nation. I don't know. Toe is interesting, but I don't necessarily know that it's ever my jam. So yeah, I won't lie. I currently I think it's exclamation mark Q to see the Q. Welcome on Chronos. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Only like 3 characters came back from Tone 98 era: Marisa, Reimu, and Alice. But you know, I know you went into work today, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's just a good day for like some studies. Welcome on to Fine Point. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Some studies and yapping, I think. This is battle music? Oh, there we go. Okay, everything up until this point was the like, it's been such a long time since I've watched your streams. You know, I feel like not a whole lot has changed. I feel like I'm more or less the same person that I have been. I've gotten a little bit better at art. But this is probably like, this is to some degree like I need to do like studies about like how to break down shapes and stuff. But no, I'm gonna try my best to get through this study today without using Control Z a whole bunch. Which, you know, is something of my fucking oh, so good. This is oh my god. But no, the thing I was working on this month, I was also working on the shark thing. I need to work on the shark sauna, but this is what I was working on for most of March, Macro Mino March. Which was this is Anthus. He's my boy. He's my moo man, and then I need to work on. I kind of want to make a shark sauna. There we go. I assume you probably got caught by the cooldown, because it's only like a 5-second cooldown whenever someone puts a song in the queue. So if people try to put songs in the queue like right like back to back, it does not get happy. It, in fact, gets quite mad about that. Okay. But you don't know. Like I said, not really a whole lot to report from this weekend. I kind of just like I slept in real hard on I stayed up late on Friday to play Slay the Spire with some friends. Because just I wasn't, I don't know, something about like the feeling of Friday, like I was just like burned out. I think that's just like kind of the nature of things. Is like you're going to go through these periods of burnout. And I think in part some of it is a result of job searching. Or that he got a custom run update. I did see that. I'll admit, my interest in Peak has gone a little bit down as time has gone on. It's still like fine. It's just like it's not something I actively seek out anymore. Okay. So pick a reference point that I want to use as the central idea for how I want to build everything around it. Because all of these lines are relative to each other. Currently drawing a whale shark? Hell yeah. I love sharks. I'm well-known shark appreciator. Okay, we're zooming in. Unfortunately, I'm like I have to avoid. I'm trying to avoid using Control Z at all, because I know that it's a bad habit I have when I'm like trying to, like, you know, work on sketches. To be like, I'm gonna, you know, Control Z until I get the line right, even though that's supposed to be like kind of more the line art layer. Here. But hopefully everyone else's weekend was good. My weekend was It was a bit of nothing, but honestly, a little bit of nothing every now and again is like a very welcome change of pace. There we go. I will say there will not be a stream this Friday. I know that in advance because I will be traveling over to Chicago to see a friend. Welcome back, welcome on in, Rihanna. Glad you sleepy. Wait, be right back. All good. Take care of yourself. Whatever you need to do. Okay.
Spin!
Welcome on, Cornflake Girl. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Spin. Oh no, Zeph, why did you roll a Borb over Corvid? Welcome on, NPC. Glad to have you, sweet bean. I biffed it. Because that's what friends do. I suppose that's fair. Okay, back. Welcome back. But yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Zia. I guess that because it's Z. I'm realizing now that your username is slightly different than your username on Twitch. I believe is slightly different. A wine, a pear, a pro. I'm assuming that's a pear or like an apple. We'll check real quick. Interesting composition. I mean, the big thing with these is just like you want, like when I'm looking at these for like how much Malort do you think you would chug if you were paid $100,000 to do so? Yeah, my name's a bit weird. It's all good. I could probably do 8 ounces for 100,000. I'm not feeling it here. What? Maybe I should do this without erasing at all. Just like let the lines be, and if I don't like the line, like I just kind of like, you know, take it light. Well, it's finally able to catch your stream after so long. Welcome on, Lemons. Glad to have you, sweet bean. How you holding up? I'm currently doing a art study. Because I didn't really know what I wanted to draw tonight. And I figure it's always wise to it's always wise to do like an art study. You know, like no matter how good you are, I feel like there's always something to learn. I feel like I pronounced my name wrong, but you're one of the few streamers who say it right. I think it's because forgive me, No, I think it's someone else. There's someone else who has a very, very similar name, and she goes by Zeta. Doing all right. Kind of felt nauseous earlier today, but I'm fine now. I think there's like something going around apparently, and there's like some kind of influenza or something going on because that like I was supposed to have like an early Easter celebration with my mom and brother. Okay. But like she got hit super duper hard by like influenza B or something. So like I think it's just like something's going around. But yeah, I'm hopefully you're feeling better now for a while. Huh? She's sick? Yeah, she got a little bit ill, which sucks, but pretty sure there's like a new COVID. I'm hoping not, but hope she feels better soon. She'll be all right. She's a nurse, so like you know, if it does take a turn for something a little bit more severe, you know, to some degree, it's why I'm like, I don't want to like commit to anything too big, because I'm like, if I need to suddenly like pop out of stream because like something happened. Bell peppers in a bucket. Yeah, bell peppers are also like a really weird shape, because like, as of now, I'm playing Blotcher. I want my molt. I'll be honest, it's been a hot miss I played Belatro. I'm currently very Slay the Spire pilled. Like that's my current hyperfixation. So like I'm not, you know. Okay, so that's kind of like the so did you see that Rat Coin releases in 9 hours? I did not. Okay. I've not given myself nearly enough space. I'm thinking it's, now that I'm like here, it's probably better for me to like set up the rough outline for what I'm seeing. Might pick it up. I definitely had a great time with Ratcoin from when I played the demo. Okay, so this is it kind of goes in. It's not quite that extreme, but yeah. I need to figure out kind of like what I want to do next. I guess like it's usually if I'm looking for motivation, I should probably find a friend that I want to make a thing for. You know, like maybe like find motivation in being in giving gifts to others. Welcome on in, Sino. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I suppose I got a couple of friends that like I feel like I have reasonable motivation to draw. Welcome on the Sino. Can we do a show for Sino? I'm currently doing a an art study, which is going about as well as you'd expect. I'm struggling with the dots on my drawing. Do you have any advice or motivation? So one thing that I do, genuinely, streaming has like helped me stay motivated for learning art quite a lot. But like, I guess the equivalent would just be like set a time and like a duration. You just, no matter what, even if you're just like scribbling on the canvas, spend that duration at that time on your art, and you will see improvements, even if it feels like you're not making any, you know, you're not making any progress. Whoops, could not include myself in the poll. And then other than that, like the genuinely, what Starky moderator is the biggest brat? If any of these get less, you know, unless one of these gets more than like 70, we know it's you, Zeph. But yeah, no, I think for me, I think the most useful skill set for being an artist is like genuinely the most important thing you can do is just be extremely resilient to frustration. And like that's not a fun answer at all. You know? That's not like, oh, like, you know, like it is the kind of answer that almost certainly sucks to hear. But like it is just kind of the truth. Is that like at some point you are going to get frustrated with the process, and the best thing you can do is just make sure that you keep going in spite of the frustration. because like it is, learning art is like learning any other skill. There's motivation, but also like I think for any skill, the ability to just say I'm going to keep going until I get something that I'm happy with can get you pretty far. Even if I think the honest truth is no one is ever happy with their art. I've heard that from so many people whose art I consider so much better than mine. And so I've more or less resigned myself to the fact that like that's just part of the experience of being an artist. You are strong, you are powerful, draw that shit. Also, one piece of advice that I probably should take myself more, draw the shit that, like, if you've got a kink or you've got something in particular that like you're hyper fixated on, draw the fuck out of that. That is extremely good motivation. Draw the horny shit you want to see, because like that will keep you drawing to like learn to improve your art. The reward of seeing the horny shit you want to see in the world out in the world is it. This is not a bit, by the way. This is honest on God. Some of the like most spectacular like artistic advancement I've seen is from people being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna draw horny shit, and then they just like they enter like a fucking like hyperbolic time chamber of drawing like their extremely specific niche, and they come out like they come out genuinely like an entirely different artist. Being a freak has perks. Oh, absolutely. Every single artist, like it. I think this goes beyond the furry community. I feel like every single artist, regardless of their affiliations, they got some freak shit going on, and I mean this with all of the affection in my heart. You don't get into something as difficult and complicated as art without having something that you're like, oh my god, I need to see this. I feel like my mother would smack the shit out of me. You gotta kill that part of your voice. That is the part of you that cringes. Kill the part of you that fucking cringes. Because the part of you that cringes does not have your best interest in mind. I mean, I mean this sincerely. A lot of that's like, because a lot of that is like learned, you know, it is learned self-moderation from living in a world that does very little to accommodate people who are outside of 3 Sigma. I've been 3D-fied. But like it is possible to like go through the process of like unlearning that shit and like actually finding the stuff that makes you happy and fulfills you. It sucks, don't get me wrong. My whole personality right there, I judge people and think so fucking hard. That's actually like, okay. That is, they're like, you know, not to brush too gently up against the fucking the Twitter discourse derogatory. There is like a subset of the younger furry audience who you know, who are very anti-sex, anti-kink, because they think there is like some kind of moral failing in it. But no, like that's just, there's some shit you need to unlearn from like your religious upbringing.
I fear not the man who has drawn 10,000 kink once, but I fear the man who has drawn one kink 10,000 times.
Honest,
Bruce Lee.
High key. But no, like I think the pure teens, give it 10 years and they'll be kinky speak, because it is the process of like unlearning. Like a lot of us have like shit that like we picked up growing up, that like, you know, it's stuff that we were taught to be uncomfortable about, and so we developed a pattern of being comfortable about it. And then like the instant that you're faced with it in like, you know, the day-to-day life, it ends up triggering that discomfort. But it's not that the thing needs to change, it's that your ability to recognize that the discomfort is a programmed response rather than something you authentically feel. Or there's no shame to sketch over photo models, photo references of models. Search up underwear on Amazon. This is a good start for references. Hell, I did a drawing of my VR chat. And my friend are two photos I took photoshopped on top of each other. StarkyMorph can show you the art piece references you want. No. So the point of this for me is that it is. The point of this for me is that it is forcing me to engage with the actual like lines and positions relative to each other. Engage, you say? Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, it's a general art advice. I mean, oh yeah, like it, like okay. There is some amount of discourse around like what it like, you know, like tracing. I think so long as you're not tracing art and trying to sell it as your own. I think if you're like, hey, I want to figure out what's going on here. I'm gonna try to draw this, and then like you just do. I think like that kind of stuff is perfectly fine. You don't need to feel bad at all about like that kind of tracing, because that's just like you're basically building up a you're building up an internalized you're building up like an internal reference for like what that thing is supposed to look like. Tracing is not bad when you're doing practice pieces. A lot of people need to train the brain for them. Yeah. Like, you know. So like don't feel bad about using references. Don't feel bad, like that's something I'm still very much beating into my head. Is that like I'm allowed to use references when I'm working on stuff. But yeah, no, like using references, using like, you know, tracing art, but like not like look at what they're doing with the lines. The idea, like one of the best pieces of advice I've heard about like how to approach art that you like and want to like take influence from is you're trying to recreate the thinking. You're not trying to recreate the work. You're looking at the decisions that the artist is making and saying, okay, like, why is this line here? This line's here because it implies this shape exists on the body. You know, it's you're looking for stuff like that, and tracing is a part of that, where you're saying like, okay, what willful, you know, what parts of this are leading to this effect that I like and want to replicate in my own work. If it's someone else's work, that's bad to remember. Some of the greatest art in the world are actually traced over photos of models that they took photos of beforehand. I think my big thing is like, don't try to sell it as your own thing. Like, if you can, try to get permission first before tracing. And if you can't, you basically use it as like an exercise in private. A lot of the times, a lot of stuff can just be like, hey, you know, do this in private to learn, and then, you know, and then apply the thinking on your own. Which is to say, like, you know, never share your tracings, kids. Yeah, I think a lot of the times, like, there are times where people get in trouble, and I feel like a lot of times it's a result of, like, them being like, I traced a thing and then trying to pass it off as their own. And every time that happens, I'm like you could have, this would have been fine if you just kept it to yourself. But like, you know. But yeah, my advice, and it's I think the advice you're gonna get a lot of, from a lot of artists, is there isn't really an easy road for it. All you need to do is just keep going, and knowing that while every piece might not necessarily be better than the last, no matter how much you're struggling, you are doing better than last time. Something about your process is getting easier. Like whether it be like you're learning better how to render fluff, like, you know. I'm like, okay, let me open up one of my recent pieces that I consider kind of a flop. Let me see, it's gonna be from probably 2025. Oh my god. Yep, no, I know exactly. This piece I didn't fucking share because it was bad. But like, there are things here I look at now and I'm like, this is reasonable. Like this is an interesting kind of character development in terms of like my artistic journey. The expression here, like willing to take on what is a front-facing Verd. Like, I'm not happy with how this piece turned out, but I see here growth. I'm doing something difficult. I'm giving myself something hard to do. This hand, genuinely pretty fucking good, even though it's largely traced. And it's like every single piece you do. That's why it's like, okay, I have saved the very first piece I ever did with Clip Studio Paint. Not because I had a good time drawing it, quite the opposite, but because it shows me how far I've come. And that feeling is so fucking good. I can't, that's like, it's something that the tech bros will never understand, is the feeling of like seeing something that you made and then realizing how much you've progressed. Because there is genuine joy to be found in like the process of like, I'm just gonna do a thing, you know, it's gonna be bad.
Where the rats?
When are we getting a redo of StarkyMorph?
When the fucking apocalypse happens. There we go. When the apocalypse hits, you'll get StarkyMorph again. Didn't you cop out of your last week drawings? No, I mean I stopped them when I felt like I was done. Because that was this. I have a bad habit of taking things kind of beyond where they need to go. Welcome on in, Hawk. Let me be sweeping. Good show for Dr. Hawk. I could do better, but at least I'm happy where I am and I'm striving to grow. And hey, like Lemons, I saw your buff fox that you posted recently. It's super duper good. The anatomy is extremely good. But hopefully you're doing well, Hawk. So like to some degree, this is, you know, do I want to be drawing fruit and wine? Not particularly. But I do feel like I'm at the stage where like I want to learn more stuff.
Rats, where the rats?
Remember, one of the best manga that depicts the struggle and effort of following your passion is Blue Period.
Oh, I need to watch more Blue Period. Every time my college week schedule destroys me. Oh no. Well, hopefully you can get some downtime and just rest. Did you know Starky drinks fine wine with ice cubes? I actually did do that once. I'm pretty sure it was like a $300 bottle of wine. It was a fucking thick thing. That was just not chilled in advance, so he said fuck it and put ice in it. The Buff Fox is definitely the favorite OC I've made, but I love all my large swole men. Large swole men are good. Do you want to be drawing fruit at the bottom? I want to be drawing fruit, but not this type of fruit. Left at 5 p.m. I arrived home at 7:30. Had dinner and rested a little bit before getting on my PC. It's 8:30. Oh god, 2 hours, 2.5 hours of like being in a bus sounds miserable. So yeah, hopefully you can just kind of like rest and recover now. We will be. I'm an 11-year bodybuilder. Yeah, it's kind of like it arts and bodybuilding and like anything that you have a passion for. All of it's like primarily driven by like the desire to see yourself improve. I'm chilling here now. Yeah, that's nice. You're nice. I'm a borb. I don't know what you're. How dare you? How dare you compliment me in my stream? I'll have you court-martialed for that. I think I've drawn it too thin. The wine bottle is definitely too thin. Shoe Starky is nice and very neat. You're neat, Matthias. They put the bottle on Ozempic. I mean, I think it's because like I end up like over, like I was really happy with the shapes. There we go. So you're saying examples what I meant? We love dork. I'm not good at that. Oh, hold up. I've been someone. Hi, Jinx with the follow. Welcome to Live Chat. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Welcome on StarkyMorph. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Let's see. Yeah, this is like, so this is kind of like one thing when it comes to like learning various things. Here. Oh, son of a bitch. Thanks, Florp. I appreciate the you doing this. That thing that I definitely asked you to do. Motherfucker, there's a... That's fine. I saw Gary Indiana. I thought Ileana's made that poll, even though I know he's not a mod here. Well, I think Ileana's picked up the Gary Indiana bit from me, because Gary Indiana does get mentioned here a lot. I don't care if you can't handle it. You'll be loved. Shit. Fuck. But yeah, no, like this is actually like a good example. It's like you can just like ask your friends to send you like references. But Jen does live in Gary. It's canonical now. It's like, yeah, this like, because the idea is like this is a VRC photo, and then like you just take the posing, and you can like re-implement it in a different context. Note, if you wanted to be the teleported viewer, you can volunteer. Started a wrestling career from the harsh streets of... Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, that would be a hell of a backstory. Starting a career in fucking... I do this right. I'm just a bird, man. Straight out of Gary. But now... all of this is just a matter of like patience and practice and consistency. And I think that's kind of why like there's like such a push to devalue it by people who don't understand it. Perceives you. But why? I say not acknowledging the fact that I am live streaming right now. Welcome on in, Clyde. Glad I get Sweet Bean. What are you drawing? I'm currently doing a still life study. I'm trying to improve my art. And still lifes are a pretty solid way of doing that. But yeah. It's like the eternal like chase, I guess. Is it like that? That's the kind of the best way to describe like what it is to make art. Gary equals gonna anger and rage at Ileana. Gary, Indiana 1. Why would you teleport someone to Gary, Indiana? That is not a place you want to be. So Matthias can have friends over there. Poor Matthias. He's been assigned a role of lives in Gary, Indiana. Is Gary, Indiana really an empty town? It's not empty. If it were empty, it would be safer. Gary, Indiana is like the most perfect example. Does Gary, Indiana really exist? It does. I've been there. Have you ever heard the term urban decay? Because Gary, Indiana is like very much the like perfect example in my mind of like what urban decay is. So urban decay is basically like when an urban setting loses the money it had to like maintain itself. And it kind of just like you say urban decay, I thought Chernobyl. Chernobyl's actually kind of a good example. Chernobyl's actually kind of a good example. Think very much like Chernobyl, where it's clear people used to live there, but like not anymore. I believe, if memory serves, that Gary, Indiana is still the stabbing capital of the world. Welcome on, Sorrel. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Gary, Indiana is a prime example of racially instigated urban decay, white flight. Yep, unfortunately. It's not a great place to be. Don't come to Indiana. I mean this sincerely. If you're in Indiana and you're able to move out, please try to do so. The state is not a safe place to be, and it's kind of only going to get worse for like the next couple of decades. That's why I'm moving. Don't go to any of the no, some of them are okay. Yeah, but it's America. I mean, that's fair. That's a valid criticism to have. I have no intentions of going into Indiana. I've successfully warned another one. Yeah, but it I mean, here's the thing. Zeph is just kind of right nowadays. It would be my advice to just about anyone. Don't come here. It's not worth it. That's too much. But if it's a state in the Bible Belt, it has nothing worthwhile in it. Yep. And Indiana is known as the buckle of the Bible Belt. Have you been breaking down the references down to their simple shapes? No, I should. Oh, Lord. Starky's doing a study. I'm trying my best. Welcome on our wrist in Phoenix. Glad to have you, sweet beans. Hold up. Hold up. This might be a worthwhile thing to restart over. Actually, hold up. I just make a new layer. Geraldine, fetch my fainting couch. Shut up. But welcome on in, though. Can we show for Reese? How you holding up, Reese? Glad to have you, sweet bean. Love you, bird. Love you too, you dork, you kobold creature. Is it interesting how Tornado Alley is in the Bible Belt? That's because God hates it there. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. The California is the land of the fuck-ass mouse. I gotta hang out with another Burba TFF. Was it Jame? I know Jame was there. Slowed Panda. Oh, that's right. Slowed was also there, wasn't he? Okay. So this time I'm just gonna focus on the rough shapes. I know Corvette was at TFF. I also knew that Corvette was at TFF. Okay. I also hung out with Jane for a sec. It sounds like Jane was super duper busy. TFF did happen at a slightly inopportune time frame from the sounds of it, because he was just completing his move to the new place. I'm just still I've heard great things about TFF, and I would like to go at some point. Interesting how a furry con called TFF is in Macro March. Okay. I loved it. It was my first time. I need to give it a try. But no, like I currently my only cons that are on my to-do list are Indie FurCon and MFF. Okay. Not the first not the first FurCon, because I've seen Reese. I've seen you at AC. Reese has definitely gone to, or not AC. I definitely seen you at MFF. I might have seen you at AC. I can't remember. It was weird hearing two cons going on at the same time, both Furthermore and TFF happening at the same time. And this upcoming weekend is LVFC, so furries were looking for a spring to hit so they could party. Looks like a muffler. Well, because we're doing the rough shapes right now. Starky has seen me at MFF and FWA. I've not gone to FWA, so I can't confirm that you went there. I've only gone to AC, MFF, IFC, and that's it. Those are the only cons I've been to. Welcome on in, Slow. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Maybe it was MFF twice. I've gone to MFF like 3 times now. IFC, Indie FurCon. I might shoot MFF on vertiscope this year. Don't leave yourself with straight line shapes. No. Because the bottle is just the easiest way to break it down. For the pomegranate, though, it is worth kind of... Is that too much? I think that's too much. Slow Painted knows what I was talking about. Yeah, he is a lurker here. He has infested the stream. Welcome on to Casper House. Good idea, Sweet Bean. Let's see. It was still life? Yeah. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to build up good habits. And one of the habits, there's a reason I restarted. Like we are 45 minutes into the stream and I just decided to restart because I was doing a bad habit where I was just starting to draw the piece without trying to build the underlying structures. So like I'm trying my best to build good artistic habits. What I've been saying. I mean, yeah, but it chat hygiene question. That's a fucking horrifying thing to start a conversation with. Go for it. Will you still eat something if you accidentally stepped on it? Yes, three votes for no and 1 vote for depends on the food. y'all are not going to be happy with what my choice would be, because I definitely would be it depends on the food. For me it depends on the food. If it's only like if it's steak. There's some foods I don't think it would matter. I voted no. I'm judging you, Stanky. Oh my fucking god. Brother? Okay. Listen. I'm not throwing away perfectly good candy. That shit's gonna be sanitized just by the sheer content of sugar in it. What food would you possibly think is okay after it's baptized in toe gunk? What the fuck is wrong with your feet if you've got toe gunk on it? Hello? Nah, if your feet are so fucked up you're leaving shit on the food, then no. I clean my feet daily. And I wear fucking, like, I wear shit on my, like, on my feet when I walk around. What's even going on here anymore? Wait. Who voted yes, no context? That's the wildest answer, actually. Welcome on Eagle Jalapeno. Glad to be sleeping. Birdman, hi. I won an art. Hold up a moment. Eagle Jalapeno is here to. A stream. He drew my bird sona. I did not realize you had a bird sona. And now I go because I'm about to get food. I don't want to get sick. Just have to tease the. Just have to make the tease of this one. All the prey vorfers acting like they don't want stepped on and eaten. That's a good point. That's a good point. If you're a devore and you would prefer to be eaten, you're not allowed to have a voice of disgust over this.
Wretch. We're the wretch.
Fun factor: Don is tonally stepped on to make it have a more even texture.
Yeah, like it's you see. I'm worried about the state of the floor than my feet. That's the thing people suggested was like the reason why this is gross. I keep my floor clean and my feet clean. You ever hear the expression floor so clean you could eat off of it? Do people not realize that that's literal? I mop every few days. Well, there's your problem. If you're into vor and like the vor, you also cannot be complained. Do you know what where your food/person has been? I know how little the floors get cleaned. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Phoenix. Yeah, I tried to prove a point. I prefer it when I'm stuck on a paw and someone eats me off of it. Welcome on, Martins. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Stray, I wouldn't eat off your floor. It depends on the part of my floor.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
Another fun fact, wine is traditionally stepped on during the juicing process with clean feet, which most likely got enough yeast along with yeast on the grape skin.
Yeah. So you're getting called out? Don't fucking at me. Don't you at me. You're not allowed to, that's inside information. That's illegal in the stock market trading world. I realize now I'm drawing something that's vaguely follicular. That's not a word. Follicular is not a word. But it's evocative, so I'm gonna stick it. I'm gonna stick to it. So, are you stock we can purchase? Yes. Invest in my Bitcoin. Follicular, such a wordsmith. I was about to call you out on that. I mean, the correct word would just be phallic. The conversation got so cursed so fast that I didn't even have time to complain about the fact that fucking viral engage music is on.
The microbes that causes foot odor is the same bacteria as some cheese microbes.
That sounds about right. If your penis looks like that, you might want to see a doctor. I'm investing in Starky's bits. A wise use of your money. Look, it's just some cream puffs in their cream injector. Oh my god, not the cream injector. It's still engaged music for your information. Oh no, I'm well aware. I've grown numb to it. I'm dead inside. This stream has killed me. Listen to the song Starky never got to. You expect me to play through the entirety of Fire Emblem Engage? That game sucks ass. You still have the save? I do. You are correct. I never deleted the save. I'm never fucking returning though. I enjoyed Fire Emblem Engage. Welcome on, Thomas. Glad to have you sleeping. Oh, so I can just skip the dialogue. Okay. Yeah, that sound effect is the reason why I'm fucking over Fire Emblem Engage. Fuck that game. They actually like. I realize it was one writer, but I am still impressed by the sheer lack of quality, the sheer absence of anything good in that story. Nothing about it was like fucking savable. Welcome on, Mystic Wing. Glad to have you, sweet bean. I'm still like flabbergasted that there are so many fucking takes in that, like so many audio takes. I guess to be fair, like it was in the middle of the pandemic, but also like so many of the fucking audio takes that were such a disaster. Think of the stretch reminder. All right, I've been flattened. Although, let's not fail to remind, I did do the supports! I went out of my way to listen to the supports, and they were bad. The story is odd, but I enjoyed it for the music and art style. Odd is the most damned by faint praise I think I've heard in a hot minute. It actually, like... I'm trying to think of, like, anything I can compare to Engage in terms of, like, the sheer awfulness. You know what? You know what? From the way I've heard people talk about fucking Call of Duty 7, Call of Duty 8, what was the one that was released last year that had a bunch of AI in it? Like, I didn't want to play Engage before Fortune's Weave, if only to compare the gameplay difference. What was the Call of Duty that came out last year that was like giga AI written? Does anyone even care about Call of Duty anymore? Is that a dead franchise? I don't know, you think I pay attention to COD? Fair enough. It's not dead. It's not as dead as Overwatch. You know what? Fair point. Fair point. What? Okay, what fucking Call of Duty came out last year? It was 2025. What is... Okay, isn't the comparison of game with AI with Engage is a stretch? Because at least Engage had an art direction. No, no, no. I'm not saying about the art direction. I'm talking about the story. Okay, Black Ops 7. They made 7 of those things. What the fuck? But no, the story of Engage is on the level of the story from the way I heard people describe it of Black Ops 7. Fuck COD, I never spent a penny on them. I played them when I was a kid, but like, you know, I think I definitely feel like they're not particularly well-crafted experiences. What the fuck is... I remember people playing the OG Call of Duty. Like the original Call of Duty? I feel like most people became aware of it. What the hell is that? Michael's Chris May's crooning. The one I played was the second one. I feel like the one that most people were aware of was Modern Warfare, which was Call of Duty 4. I feel like that was the one that was like giga successful. The fuck was that song? A YouTube poop. Wait, wrong game. I'm thinking Counter-Strike. I was about to say, it's like, what the fuck are you... The Half-Life mod? all the same shit anyways. You're extremely brave for that take, but also do not post that on do not post that on fucking any platform that you want to continue using. I kind of agree, to be honest with you. I think of all of them, CS:GO is the most honest. I think CS:GO is setting itself up as like the extremely slow, patient, methodical. I think CS:GO has actual gambling. Well, I mean, from a gameplay perspective, from a fucking monetization perspective, it's like, you know, it's not great. Excuse me, why the fuck does Tokyo After School Summoners have such banger ass music? What the fuck? This is Tokyo. Yeah, this is Tokyo After School Summoners. I fucking hate how good the story of Tokyo After sounds like fucking Persona. I hate how good the story is for Tokyo After School Summoners because I can't recommend it to fucking anyone. It's genuinely an extremely fascinating story that like is so slow paced and associated with a game that is just actively unfun to play that like I'm going to suffer alone. Because the gameplay is bad, but the story is actually kind of fucking amazing.
Wretch, wretch, where the rat.
What's up, Crisp?
I has the concrud. I'm sick. Plaza send me soups.
Pokemon Casa, glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Hopefully you can feel better. I know mobile games can have great soundtracks. The Dragalia Lost one was absurd. I heard that the government is starting to crack down on payment processors for policing what people are doing with their money. That's good news. Presumably those are European governments. Because we can't have nice shit over here in the States. Hold up, I gotta finish this line real quick. Meanwhile, I'm like, I love all these hot men from Anados, but this story's heinous dog shit and the gameplay is ass. I've enjoyed the story. The story of Anados isn't great, but it is smut, and it is enjoyably like shameless. It's like a comfort trash food, you know. That's how I feel about Anados. Confession, I skip every lore segment of XXL. You're not really missing a whole lot, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of this. It's kind of like the writing of XXL is not amazing. Talk about the void that is Deadlock and how you desperately avoid playing the game out of fear of never being able to escape the game if you play it. Have you ever had the opportunity to stare in the abyss? Have you ever had the chance of looking into a hole that you know is bottomless because you jumped down that hole and somehow managed to climb your way back out of it? Have you ever experienced the fucking sheer reality and, like, you know, long-term life skill planning destroying power of a fucking MOBA? Because I have. I've gotten to Dota 2. I know how powerful those motherfuckers can be. I am fascinated by the designs of Deadlock. I love Rem. I love the disaster bisexual lizard. I love so many of the designs. All the characters are amazing. But I know for a fact, if I dip a single toe in that shit, it's gonna fucking grab me by the leg and drag me to hell. I enjoy Eidos, to be honest. I think the gameplay is the right level. Yeah, I think of the games, Eidos has the best gameplay. I think of the stories, Tokyo After School Summoner definitely has the best story. It's a shame that it's in service to far and away the worst gameplay of the bunch. From Heroes, we have bad gameplay due to story and shit story. What was it? Roundabout Deadlock. I genuinely like that is a game that I know will do terrible things to my ability to function as a human, and so I can't in good conscience engage with it as much as I really want to. Thoughts on Billy? I'm not a huge fan. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are thirsting after him, but his personality is too much punk for the edge of it and not punk for the actual like disgusting shit that happens in the day-to-day for me to find actually like respectable as a character. The absolute pit bottom levels of standards we need to develop for our horny queer gotcha games. So if I think this is the same band as the There's a Bomb in My Car song, oh my god. I think that's furry characters. I adore Rem. I would 100% become a Rem main. I don't care how he plays. The best thing about a gotcha game can do is die. Welcome on in, Astral. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Check DMs. Listen, we don't really have a lot in terms of like things to respect and enjoy in gotcha games, unfortunately. Also, I just realized. Okay, Siren Quest has been active. I'm such a sweet baby. Which is why it's like weird for me to know that there are people who draw like loot of him, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? That's like that. I'm gonna judge on that one. I'm gonna be honest. Hold up, what the fuck? Why are you trying to there we go. Will you drink what I DM'd you? No. No, I do not yearn for the release of death just yet. The phrase try Monsanto energy drink is up there with tricyanide. Well, come on, kid. Cool. Thank you for the 2 subscription for 46 months. Enjoy the MVP plus you, Sweet Bean. When I took Everstool, Summoner is getting a PS5 crossover or Persona 5. You could not pay me an amount of money to drink anything Monsanto has produced. Okay, let me pull up Rem real quick. Cause Rem is a little guy. I think you'll adore him, Phoenix. He's a sleepy little owl guy. He's a sleepy little owl buddy. And he like, this is like an actual child. This is the boyo. He's got his little sleeping cap on. He's got his pajamas. And I'm sure there's voice lines on here somewhere. Sounds. Sleeper agent for real. Cause like there's so many like videos I've seen of him interacting with the other characters, and it's so fucking cute. No, that's not right. Excuse me, where's his voice lines? Okay, no, this is just the raws. Like, this is the sound of... God. Why? Why are you like this?
Just touch the Starky, you'll feel great. I've been super productive in the lab.
Perhaps in the voice section? Oh, it's probably under quotes. Yeah, it's under quotes. But yeah, this is what hello? He's just a little guy. I love him. He's such a baby. There's so many good lines. I love Ren so much. Ren is like a child character written extremely well, where he's just like, he just doesn't get it, but he's like happy. He's just happy to be involved. Wait, is the TTS broken? Ikubot, I swear to Christ. Yeah, why didn't that go off? Oh my god, he does eat cigarettes, just like in the animations. My daddy makes me eat cigarettes if I don't eat mascati. Oh my god. I only accepted people who drew stuff before any voice lines or anything was released besides the character art. Yeah, like once the voice lines came out, like you can't. I would take Grim to get ice cream. Chris to talk. Okay, perfect. I was just too wrapped up in silly little owl creature. But you know, I love Rem. Rem has one of the cutest interactions with Graves. Rem's Pillow is the most fun ability in Deadlock IMO. See, oh, balls. What's the audio I'm listening to? Apparently Christmas balls. Should I touch the can of Monsanto energy drink? No. Under no circumstances. I remember what it was, but last night I had a nightmare that it got suddenly derailed by my brain playing this song to me, so I queued it for you. I'm glad that the Christmas balls could help you derail a nightmare. I could not tell you the context for that quote. Yeah, sometimes I remember the context for my quotes. That one's a fucking mystery to me. I think everyone would look better with 100 extra pounds of muscle and fat. Yeah, that one's just true. That one's based. Although I've since grown to appreciate slighter builds. Like more slim builds are very, very attractive for the ability to like really accentuate size difference. Winebird, welcome on in, Lead Crow. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Does this have a music video? I think so. I'm not gonna look. Welcome on in, Goose Scoot. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Gua, you gotta use the redeems for that. What is this music? I think this music has been going on for long enough. It's got like 20 more seconds. Starky, but I want to Gua. You can't Gua. You gotta use your points. You gotta use your points to Gua. Gua. But hopefully you're doing well, Goose. I'm currently in the process of trying to figure out a I made a mistake. I've acknowledged it. Immediately we had like 3 guas. I've been dreaming about stuff like being part of an anti-hive mind task force and trying to protect the guy who can unhive mind from being taken while using him to deprogram hive minds. Think of the pets. Ow, 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 ow. But you know, I'm currently trying to expand my art repertoire. And to do that, I am, of course, committing art study. Gwa. You know, that quote has aged incredibly well now that I've gone on to realize that I very much have a type for buff guys with puppy boy energy. Someone could suplex Starky, I'd be surprised. I would also be kind of surprised and impressed and attracted. You know, after I go to the hospital and get my fucking spine realigned. I've had someone pick me up and slam me before. I was like, yes, please. I mean, I could do that to most people. I think I've accidentally slimmed this bottle down too much, but no, now okay, I see how it is. Can we show for Garion? How you doing, Garion? Good idea, sweet bean.
What does this button do?
There's plenty of girth.
Please, do not push the button. You have no idea.
I mean, I'm a thick lad myself, so no. Well, Garion, are you happy with your hard milk? Are you happy? But welcome on though, Gary. Good idea, sweet bean. It's cool to see art study. I've been wanting to stream just me practicing art instead of doing actual pieces so I can get better. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that I'm so far behind as an artist. I guess to be fair, that's not a fair thing to say, but I'm like, even Goose wants to get better. I just gotta focus on the stuff that I can do, which is apparently nothing. Nothing, cries. I exist. Hopefully you're holding up all right. Okay, no, I've activated Phoenix. I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke. It was performative. Starky pleading to the lawyers and judge after running versus ex-wife. She took the kids. I've never had an ex-wife. Hard milk, ain't that technically cheese? In a sense. I will say the shape tactic definitely is making this go a lot more smoothly. You didn't deny having children? I mean, that's also statistically speaking kind of unlikely. Starky's a heartbreaker. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a heartbreaking burb. I will say, this song's a banger, but also, I think Spirit Tracks is like my least favorite Zelda game. Starky is too high in cholesterol, that's why he breaks hearts. Never had an ex-wife. Congrats on your consistent marriage. I never finished Spirit Tracks either. Starky Hansenberg. Welcome on in, Mystic. Glad I was sweeping. You were here earlier. Can we shout out for Mystic? I can't believe I missed you. One of my mods is available to do that. I would appreciate it. But trains. I mean, the trains are fine. It's just everything else around the trains that was the problem. I like Phantom Hourglass. I actually enjoyed Phantom Hourglass. I know that's something of a hot take, but I genuinely did enjoy that game. In spite of the Ocean God's Temple. Also, Starkey is a fantastic ace friend. He's a great color and is a looker. All the aces would be so happy to have him as a platonic entity in their lives. Those two Zelda games on the DS were my favorite Zelda on the go. But no, I'm definitely like plenty happy with where I guess to say plenty happy is maybe overstating it a bit, but with Stargate could finally be a little spoon. I would gladly help you experience the joy of being the little spoon. I've heard that most people hated the Ocean Temple revisits. Yeah. I'm gonna just touch Starkey one day. I'm gonna give you a big hug. Starkey may be small, but I would happily be your big spoon. But Cole, I don't be a spoon. I'd be a fork in the garbage disposal. I will not elaborate. You're just violently shuffling around constantly. Actually, I never got to play Four Swords either. I've heard it looked like fun, but also like, you know, it required a lot of tech. Like Four Swords, I feel like was like the most like tech expensive. Like you need to have a ton of shit. Gosh, this remix is slang. I kind of assume that this is from. Oh, it is a remix. Four Swords is base, meh, but Adventures is fun. Is Adventures the one with the like clothes? Remember, sometimes you would also need friends for Four Swords. I mean, it definitely was like one of those games where like, I think it was playable exclusively solo, but like, is where we needed 4 consoles and connection cables. Yeah, you needed 4. If you wanted to play with 4 friends, you needed connection cables for all of them, and each of them had to have a GBA. The one with the closest is when they cut out one of the 4 links out of the polycule. It was mission-based, but a ton of fun. To be fair, wasn't the original Four Swords also mission-based? Fun fact, you can't Pikmin the 2D bird. You cannot. I'd love to see a remaster with online connectivity. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that, but I think it is Nintendo, and they are famous for never making good economic decisions. Did you just bring me into the 3rd dimension so you could kill me? Because that currently seems to be your plan. That's kind of rude, to be honest. I misheard that as the bird dimension. The bird dimension.
Wretch, wretch, where the wretch?
Buff pup point no shit.
Who took my shirt? Crows, why'd you take my shirt? There is oh, wait, no, hold up, Mystic, you body blocked Starky, your shirt, so uncivilized.
Wretch, where the wretch?
Oh sorry Starky, I had to take your lab coat to make a gift.
No, the Pikmin. Mystic has cock-blocked you all. No one's ever ready for the counter gremlin. The chaotic neutral, the chaos fuels me. Took your shirt and sent back to the 2D world. Now there is no longer Starky. My shirt has been removed from reality. Shit. Fine. Art crime time? No. No art crime. Not allowed. Banned. Yep, shirk on. I'll have to generate a new one. Honestly, it's so rude. So rude of you to delete my shirt from reality. I definitely am fucking up this hourglass. Sorry, this shirt. I like are you actually wearing a shirt right now? I'm wearing a tank top. That's a shirt, right? It's like how shorts are pants. I will now rest my head on the chest feathers. Welcome on, Yonu. Glad you, sweet bean. Not often I see you up and about at this hour. We need to get you a tank top saying the science guy. That's a top. Finally, my moderators have recognized my topness. I want to get him a werewolf trainer tank top. Oh my god. Okay, but that would actually be kind of adorable. But shark themed. The shirt is just pants with a hole for the hyper balls. Starky's the top. My Billy Blade is the cooler top. Not gonna lie. Shit, I can't even argue there. You're just right. You're just correct. Starky would be a trainer to whatever bottom he may encounter. Me when I pull out the clicker. I wonder how many times I can make that joke before someone in chat unironically is like, yes, please. I feel like that's the kind of joke I can't make it too many times, otherwise people are going to be unironically into it. What is the clicker? It's the thing they use to train dogs. Bird, welcome on Ivan. Glad to you, sweet bean. Hopefully you're doing well and recovering from TFF, because I believe you also went. If memory serves, I saw you applying to Jame. You asked me to stop responding positively to that kind of horny matter. Oh, I went all right. A shock collar? No. It's I don't know why I'm Shiva smiling. So what they do is it's basically like in a way to instantly let a dog know that they did correct behavior. Like no matter the distance. So basically you train them to associate the clicker with positive things like treats. And then like whenever they do something good, you press the clicker and it acts like a Pavlovian training for the dog. Except people who are into pup play or like, you know, sub dom play also want to get clicker trained. Clicker, yep, there we go. And I'm wondering how many times I can make reference to that before unironically someone's like, please do that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. How long you'll be in Chicago? It's gonna be like a couple of days. But yeah, it does mean I will be off Friday. I will not be streaming on Friday. You'll have to do without the Borb. Starky people just want positive reinforcement. I suppose that's fair. It's like that. Like, are you really into BDSM, or do you just want someone who's going to like clearly lay out instructions that they want you to follow? And like the resulting like, oh god, what is my life? I think Jazz has a click guardian that he grouthed to. I think that's Jazz. I was there for his Thunderfang Archipelago thing. Get your copy pastas ready. Blockbuster. Brain power. I was worried this is a meme song that never actually starts. Do you think someone would do that here? No, my chat's too well behaved. There was a Disney sitcom episode where a nanny clicker trained a kid by accident. How the fuck does someone do that by accident? But it started. My husband is also going to Chicago this weekend. Hell yeah. We will be in close proximity to each other. Thank you, Oceano. You can't listen to Brain Power and not have the copy pasta happen at least once. Or to be in close proximity to a bird. Listen. It failed to send the message that's really funny, actually. It's that powerful. Listen, Ivan, I'm me when I grab you and I squeeze you and I squimsh you. Me when trying to say a full sentence. This is the average. Bottom text when you tease one of your submissive friends. Troll, brain power, let the beaten wall. All right, let's see how badly I fuck this up now. Not that bad, actually. It definitely got like, so this is how I should tease you, takes notes. No. Ivan, get in here for a hug. You can definitely see like the bottle I did a really good job at. I think you've done this before. This is the second time I've done this. The bottle is the bottle and like everything is good. It's just I end up squishing it, like pushing it. Like if I could squish this horizontally here. Prismatic Vector, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Live Check. Let have you, Sweet Bean. Here. Like if I allow myself to distort, free transform, like move this over here and then just like.
Do you like this? Do you like this? Well, no more.
Scale and rotate. Don't, no, how dare you? How dare you, Prismatic? You just got here. You just got here and you're already gonna cancel me? Honestly? Rude. But no, well, come on in. Glad to have you. Because, like, if I just, like, scale it properly, then pull it up a little bit, it ends up being, like, relatively good. If you use a smaller brush, you can squeeze more into the piece. Yeah. But, like, to some degree, I'm also trying to, like... I think for me, the bigger thing I need to focus... Like, the part of the reason I'm doing this is so that we can get to shapes. The shapes are the thing I need to learn the most. Because they're the areas that I struggle with the most. Pokemon Prismatic. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I like practicing using the grid method, then slowly working freehanding it. That's fair. I had not thought about the grid method, but you do make a compelling point. Although part of it's like, how do I describe it? It's like I'm trying to develop an eye for shapes because I don't have one, and it is meaningfully like, you know, I look at other artists and I see that they're able to create forms that are a lot more like that are more immediately apparent for what they're going for, whereas I end up kind of having to like, so like this works out, but like some of the shapes here don't necessarily like, hold up. Let me look at one of my more recent pieces. Actually, like the gift art I did for Krim. I'm not sold on the way that I'm drawing pectorals. I know classically speaking, it is all right, but I feel like there's more I can be doing. I need to figure out the shape so I can adjust it and make it more like three-dimensional, because it feels flat, and I don't like that. You can draw the basic shape onto the ref, but you want to use different colors, dark on dark is hard to see. Okay. I mean, so far this just looks like a bunch of spheres. Enveloping method works well too. Enveloping is best described as chipping away at the rock using planes and straight lines on the outside of the objects. That makes sense. You know what? I just made a bookmarks folder for copy pastas. The sillies will be easier at hand. I swear, I just got hit really hard with the sense of deja vu, and I don't know how to think about that. Am I washed? Does getting deja vu for streaming mean that I'm officially washed? Okay. I need to stop thinking that I'm seeing the shape and see the shape. That sounds fucking stupid, but he's an old time streamer. Because part of me is like, I wanna approach this as a circle, but I'm realizing now that's not necessarily like our little gray muzzle. I'm not even fucking 30 yet. Because like I can do this as like a triangle of sorts. Like this is also a rounded triangle. And so it ends up being not a withers into dust. Like use a triangle for the green pepper and round it out a bit. I mean, yeah, it's just like, so here, let me
Wretch, wretch, where the wretch?
What's up, Crisp?
We have been on a time loop of your stream for 4 days, waiting for you to realize too.
Shut up. Oh my god. Admittedly, the bell peppers have like kind of a weird shape going on with them. So here. I'm gonna focus primarily on the bell peppers. I think organic curves, like this is just like various flavors of straight lines. Straight lines, full curves, you know, that kind of stuff. Whereas this organic shape, where like it's a curve, but it's not consistent across the entire face of it. Like that's the area where I tend to struggle more. And I think by forcing myself to slow down, follow the silhouette, you can fill in the rest inside earlier. Curve. Okay, I'm just gonna draw what I see. We have a triangular prism. Turns out Baltimore, Maryland is equivalent to the Gary, Indiana. Ergo, I'd be fine if I was sent to Gary. I heard my name, Awo Prism. No, not you. For context, I was born in Baltimore. Oh. This is kind of like... it's kind of hard for me to think of this as any way other than cylindrical. Okay, so it's a fair bit taller, but the base is also a little bit lower. Yeah, use rough shapes, shapes the rough and rough. Yeah, I think this is just like, this is practice I need to get into doing. Is using my like actual like full repertoire of shapes and like breaking things down into 3D solids or like 2D shapes more. And just kind of like positioning it. It'd be fun to draw with peeps on Discord sometime. I actually need to do that more with friends. It's just like hop in the Discord when I'm working on art. Hell knows I need the practice. Yep. The eternal struggle of never being happy with any of the art that you ever make. Segir, welcome on in. Even though you're throwing a board missile at me, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, welcome on in. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. How you holding up? I dared him to do it. That I'm fucking stupid and I've been drawing on the incorrect reference. You had so much time to get out of the way. I'm stuck in place. Listen, you know, listen, I forgot that I can walk. Is that what you want me to hear? I'm leaving. I'm never returning. This is it. This is the final stream. Sounds like a skill issue. Starky stuck. It's more likely than you think. Not in that way. Door stuck. Door stuck. But welcome on in. How you doing? If memory serves, you were at Fernal Equinox, right? Segir is a handsome otter. Segir is a handsome otter. Very handsome. I heard you gave Merle soap. Thank you for the cost you paid. And then I came home. Hopefully getting some rest now. And then the virus stowed away with me. Apparently there's something going around. So like, you know, I might have to wear a mask this upcoming weekend. It's COVID-8. I'd believe it. But hopefully you're just able to get some good rest. Not the worst idea. Yeah. I just forgot to bring masks. I did that for exactly one MFF and got so fucking ill that I'm like, I can't not do it anymore. I think I've made this too thick. Welcome to Gigantic. Let out you, Sweet Bean. Who to shut up for Giganta? If so, you guys just practice that, then you push out a sketch in under 30 minutes or less in no time. Yeah, that's gonna be a work in progress for sure. I probably should have on the way home. That plane was crawling with children. Oh god. Yeah, that's children are little plague bringers.
Try Monsanto energy drink. It's free, but you have to hurry before supplies get bunked by Starky.
Kosai, did you get fucking bought out by Monsanto? What's going on with you? Welcome on, Dragenda. How you holding up? What is this from? Oh, it's Persona 3. I was like, I hear this constantly in YouTube videos. I'm afraid we'll have to kill Cosmo Starky. All right, let's be honest with ourselves. Nothing can be salvaged. Go ahead and throw him in the incinerator. Pushing through each day. That's definitely how I feel. I'm going crazy. Hi, Starky. Welcome on to YFT. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Here's my pitch. Free child daycare, but it's attached to the Center for Disease Research, and they need to give blood samples and saliva samples weekly. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good way to learn all of the novel viruses that are definitely going to hit the shores of adulthood. I.e., infect the fully grown adults who have jobs to do. Cries. Why must I be an adult? Why can't I just be like a werewolf in the woods? I'm built for that. Probably. Fucking right. Sorry, Kasai, but it's time to go in the incinerator. The phrase would probably hunt you down, though, Starky. What, like, if I were a werewolf? Okay, this one's just like a proper circle. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Furries would find me. Also, about to run our yeah, that's our second set of ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls. People have to deal with the ads as soon as they join the stream. Feel free to go grab a snack or some hydration. We'll be here when you come back. If you were, I know people who would pay to be bitten. I mean, that's the thing. Is like I could probably monetize being a werewolf. Imagine becoming a werewolf and you just grow more hair and get sharper canines and don't get a cool muzzle or tail. That's the worst possible reality of werewolves. Humans with just ears and tails, give me beast mode. It's actual cowardice. Like when movie makers do that, that's just straight up cowardice. There's no honor in it. Culture, is this Melty Blood? Jojo the dog-faced boy. I like your funny word science bird. Welcome on to Polaris. Hello, sweet bean. If werewolves were real, they would be so well integrated into the furry community that they would be synonymous to furries just like IRL. Like we got Van Helsing werewolves. We can make hot werewolves. I do respect the I need to like move this lower. This is Under Night in Birth. Oh. Yeah, no, humanity deserves hot werewolves. We deserve it. We work hard. Give us the hot werewolves. This is specifically Ori's theme from System Celes. I'm sorry, but I love Warwick, not Arcane Warwick. Cowards. We were terrible to those around us. You say we. Humanity is equally capable of really great and really awful shit. It is not your responsibility to make up for the jackasses out there. I like guard, I'm still learning. A lot of minority. I wish I could make myself believe that. The world is full of people who are all trying to stay afloat. It is not your responsibility to be the drowning door to help other people stay afloat. That goes for Phoenix as well as anyone else out there that needs to hear that. Starky check meme puts a baby chicken on the beak. I've been told to check memes. What is the context for this? What could possibly be the context for this? What is... Get ready to row battle. The economy still looks bad, says Salary Man. What? What is this? I need to work on environmental art, struggling with that. No one's gonna make the art that you want to see except you. It's your response. It's not even your responsibility, it's your obligation. You want to see more friction in the world? You got to make it. Or whoever you commission. That's also, you know, that's a fair point as well. Starky check memes. I'm never gonna finish the second study. Okay, I have seen this meme. I have seen this meme. This is a good quality meme. Welcome on, Galvin. Glad to have you sweeping. Can we show up for the Doodle Den? Go ahead, Godzilla. Destroy the financial district. Make the people happy. But how you holding up, Galvin? Glad to have you. I'm currently doing art studies, and they are kind of kicking my ass. Doing all right? You just got back from TFF? Hopefully you had a good time, and hopefully you're not sick, although it sounds like a lot of people got sick at TFF. Oh no, was there not a TFF baby to protect them? I just had allergies? Okay. You managed to dodge the worst of it then, from the sounds of it. Apparently a couple people came back from TFF also a little bit sick, so. But I'm glad you're doing all right. There was quite the con, very good time. I need to go to a TFF at some point. I've heard that they're a lot of fun. The problem is transportation is meaningfully difficult for me, given my size. So like I would need to make a did you go last year? I did not. You do need to TF Starky. You TF into into an object that's easy to move. Big Borb. Yeah, for health reasons, I need to fly first class, because being 6'8" and 350 pounds means that, like, if I'm on a flight for like longer than an hour, it does start to become like a meaningful health concern at that point. Starky's tall mans. I'm very tall. I'm tall burb. I did not know you were that tall. Goddamn. Oh no. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like I'm like do they even make planes that large? I fit comfortably in first class. The problem is that means I kind of have to fly first class if I'm gonna fly at all. This is the OSD from the cuntiest shooter on the GameCube. Piano 3. I saw someone taller than Starkey at FM. But yeah, no, it's do they not accommodate larger folks in the back area? No. I flew economy exactly once, and it like actually fucked up my body. Like, and I was like, I can't risk it again. I have to fly like what back area? Steerage. So yeah, suffice it to say, I am not in any you know, I don't make enough to fly across the country first class. Kind of at all. That plane street is a high-paying front of the plane, mid-plane, cheap but tight spacing back. Yeah, that's kind of in my history. Like my, you know. Welcome on, Tommy's. Practicing still life tonight. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I don't necessarily know that I'm doing particularly well, but that's not the point. The point is to learn, and I think I'm learning. Honestly, why I don't enjoy taller folk, it seems the world isn't made for, why I don't envy, that's fair. But welcome on, DA. Can we show up for DA? But yeah, I'm trying my best to do, like a kind of a study here. I am by no means, well equipped to do so. That's fair, baby. I mean, the big thing is, like, I am building up a muscle memory for approaching things from a shape perspective, which I think is a good skill to have. My couch is... Yeah, I have a friend who actually has a couch that comfortably fits me, and it's also, like $2,000. It's basically a fucking bed. I feel better doing those when I do shading before shapes. Huh. I hadn't thought about that. That seems like extremely complicated to me, though. New raster layer. Lower the opacity. $4K originally, $2.5K after discounts. Oh my god. You saved months for it? To be fair, it's a fucking good purchase. Or more like the shades make the shapes. That makes sense. Maybe that's where I'm struggling. Is like I need to find like a technique for including shading. Because like my biggest frustration currently is that it feels like everything I do is like flat. I feel like there's no depth in anything like that I'm making. And I think maybe shading has something to do with it. So you're gonna be honest, the triangle seems to be poorly angled. Source my eyes. Well, that's because it's like here. Shading absolutely plays into it. Maybe I need to figure it. Maybe I need to do shading studies. Easiest shading study is learning to turn a circle into a sphere. Well, I felt rage thinking about drawing that pepper. I mean, to be fair, I think it's an amount of like, I to some degree I do feel like I would benefit a lot from like input from friends about like what I need to like what I should do in terms of like areas I should practice to improve my art. Here, cleaning up that a little bit. Oh, thank you, Mommy's Vibrator, for the follow. Welcome to Live Chat. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. If all else being equal, do you mind if I call you Vibe? Some people find the fucking wildest names.
No. No. No.
Some people find the wildest names. Like, I feel like Twitch just does not give a shit sometimes with like some of the names that people can get away with. Welcome on Chaos, though. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean.
What does this button do? Please, please, do not push the button. You have no idea of what it...
I'm realizing now, like, as I've drawn the shape, that I've kind of fucked it up. The thing with the save reminder. Mm-hmm. And why? Why is that? Because I don't save shit unless people remind me to. Don't you click your tongue at me, Nice Peppers. To be fair, I specifically look for stuff that I thought would be like a little bit difficult, because some of the stuff did look easier than this. And I specifically was like, I want to struggle. I think in struggling, click. Oh my god, Ivan. Not the clicker click. Because I was specifically, I'm like, I'm gonna learn more if I'm like struggling the whole time. Clickies? No clickies. I'm missing a thing by DA. Huh. Oh, I see. I see kind of what you're getting at. Because this is very much like, excuse me, why? I know my hotkeys. Chirp, bark, caw, moo. Welcome on in, Cork. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. But yeah, this is what DA sent real quick. I can see where I can definitely see it where like the shadows and light. Oh, Cork, thank you for the tier subscription for 1 month. Enjoy the FPV emotes, you Sweet Bean. Where it's like it ends up creating that 3D effect that's what I've been looking for. I think the big thing is trying to figure out how to do that without making super in-depth shading. I think that's like what I'm trying to figure out. I focus on what's the darker first, get an understanding of the image, then refine later. I suppose I could also do that with the line art, couldn't I? Just like, instead of like using this example, like if I were to kind of use this as an example, you know, and grab like one of these, the line art that I could use is like thicker on here, and then like, you know, thick, but then like transition to smooth, thicker, like the areas where it's shaded a little bit thicker. And like, and basically use the line art to kind of imply this. Our study is fun. It's just like, I think the big thing is like, I guess like this is just a thing that kind of comes with, this is kind of a thing that comes with, like a lot of practice and time is like, is kind of building this naturally into the way my line work progresses. How is this looking so far? It's actually looking pretty good, all things considered. This is a little bit messy for sure, but yeah, an amount of this is just, I guess, practice. JK, keep it up. Oh, don't get me wrong. I've had a couple of people who came in and were immediately like trying to, you know, because like my like open, I have like a semi-open like critique setup. I think the best way to describe it is like, if I follow you on like Blue Sky, you are more than welcome to offer critique, and I will take it as best I can. Like, which is to say, like, I will look at it, investigate like why, like where it is that I'm failing to live up to what I want to make, and then, you know, try to implement those changes there. Everyone learns differently too. Oh, for sure. Especially with something like art, where like there are like things you can do that will like, you know, naturally look a little bit better. And there's areas you can pick up faster. It's all about finding your ways to understand. Yeah. And like a lot of art stuff is just like trying to help others like come to their own understanding of the world around them. You should trust what I say, source me. But yeah, no, like that is like an open invitation to like anyone here, where it's like, if I you know, if you ever notice me doing a thing and you're like, hey, maybe, you know, that like critique from y'all is always very, very welcome. Use the speed limit as a challenge to drive double the speed / has outrun hundreds of speeding bills. After you mentioned about followers critiquing, I got curious and wowie. Yeah, of course I follow you, Bestic. Okay, here I'm about to reveal to you what I call an unethical life hack. I call it Machiavellian speeding. As long as you aren't the person who's speeding the hardest, you can go well above the speed limit. If you could put a couple 100 yards between you and the person in front of you, if you can match their speed and they're going like 50 miles over the speed limit, you can go that speed too. Because they're more likely to trigger the cop trap than you are, because they're ahead of you. Huh, interesting. Not with speed cameras. To be fair, I only ever speed like in rural areas. For legal reasons, this is all a joke. All of this is for comedic effect. None of this is admissible in court. I'm not super duper enthused. I think it's because I'm like, am I pulling out too much? I'm actually aware of this song. So I do know that this becomes a song. I have never actually listened to the video of it. Starky's worried about pulling out and the music is talking about nodding. If memory serves, this is the trucker's hitch. Oh, it's not the song Trucker's Hitch. It's actually a trucker's hitch. Hey, Cam, you goofed that one a bit. I remember the song. I was also like, this is a weird way for this song to start. I just saw Request Trucker's Hitch. Yeah, if it's something like that's gonna like pop up like a tutorial potential, you probably want to like actually go and find the link yourself, because it will just like give you that. All right, fuck it. They just released posters for the Backrooms movie. I did not even realize the Backrooms were getting a movie. Where did my reference layer for this go? There we go. Walter, we need to turn off raids, Walter, or else we'll get raided within the last 20 minutes or so. Walter, thank you for the reminder. I've never actually seen Breaking Bad. Stop raids 1 hour. Perfect. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm assuming Breaking Bad is good. I've seen season 1, it didn't catch my interest. That's fair. I barely made it to season 3 where it popped off and became history. Season 1 and 2 killed the show. Huh. I've never heard about that. I guess like it's one of those like survivorship things where like it survived to get to season 3 and then suddenly people cared and I was like, oh, it's great. And then like, you know. They barely made it to season 3 where, yeah, like, you know. Yeah, they released a teaser, a full trailer before it comes out in May, and Kane Pixels is directing with A24 backing it. Wait, what are we talking about? The Backrooms movie. Netflix saved the show with its hit viewership numbers. It is weird. Of all of the things to give a season 2, or like a season 3 to, A24 got the backer mixed up. Because there's a ton of shows on like Netflix. I'm like, I wish they would have gotten a season 3. Like, isn't that like probably the most frequent complaint in regards to Netflix is like they kill shows before they have a chance to like reach their like natural apex. Cough, cough, inside job. I was about to say, is this fucking Thunderbringer? So Breaking Bad, when it aired on AMC, was a show that that didn't make it. Okay. Bride is a damsel in distress, hiding away where only I can undress her. Try as you can not to confess. In the end, it's all the same once I apply all the pressure. Thunder, bringer here. Bring her, show her why I'm the... I need to listen through the entire... I'm like dropping the lyrics. Wield her, use and gild her, show her what you can't conceal, your true nature will be revealed. Theseus, if I were to make you choose the lives of your men and crew or your own, why do I think they'd lose? Enlighten me, King of Ithaca, it's since hunger was far too great. I wonder who'll bear the weight of the damned and suffer a gruesome fate to the thunder bringer. YouTubers out here saving Hollywood, and I mean while Hollywood is showing how they look down on YouTubers by escorting Markiplier behind the red carpet when he was invited to the Oscars. I'm gonna be honest with you, Hollywood kind of needs to perish. Choose. Someone's gotta die today, and you have got the final say. You or your crew. Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. When does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? Does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become a monster? This definitely still activates the fucking sleeper agent part of my brain, though. This is the first ever, like, musical I super duper got into, and it's not even fucking out yet. I will never beat the hipster allegations, unfortunately. Show her I'm the judgment call, the one who makes your kingdom fall. Lightning wielder, use and gild her. Show her what you can't conceal, your true nature will be revealed. I'm noticing now this is like a very, very common jazz chord progression. Because the bass is playing... My mind. which I've seen send help and it was very I'm convinced that ABC did that intentionally since they broadcast the Oscars and Disney owns ABC since Iron Man was actually competition with said help at the box office. I need capitalism to just detonate already, I'm gonna be honest. I'm so over it. The song did numbers on Vine. Whatever you say, Grandpa. This song's great. I'm gonna Napster it. That might be the single like oldest sounding thing I've ever seen you type, Ivan. Gonna download it using Aries. Napster was actually before me. I was a LimeWire kid. The good old days of LimeWire. How many Trojan horses did you get? So many. The laptop was garbage anyway. That's fair. I definitely fucked this up. There is... I never got any... I only just got Bill Clinton going. I did not have sex relations with that woman. Women. Wait, hold up. I got the button for it. I need to use the button more.
A woman. What?
Woman.
A woman. What?
I fucking love... I cannot express to you how much I love this stupid fucking a woman butt. A woman what button. I think I realized how I fucked up the left bell pepper. I made it way too deep. There's like no way for me to fix this easily.
We're rats. We're the rats.
Women. What?
E for effort, Crisp. He did his best. Think of you. Remember when TikTok started people did creative stuff like bullying the Happy Star Wars Day? Everyone today also my... What? I feel like I had a stroke reading that. I don't know what order those words were supposed to be in, but I don't want to. Why the fuck are peppers so goddamn hard to draw? do people sketch shit so quickly? How do you end up with a sketch you get happy? How you end up with a sketch you're happy with? I DM'd you the trailer for PNO3 on Discord and I forgot to tell you. Because it's not a hot, sexy bar of men. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Today, also my birthday. I got to... Oh, that's... I saw... Okay, no, now I know. Now I know what you're talking about. That fucking... The people making fun of that post were so goddamn funny. Check Discord. Hold up. This is a fucking classic. I can't not show this one because this is the best content the internet has ever experienced. Nope, I'm sorry, that's the important mosquito. That's the load-bearing mosquito. The stream will detonate unless the load-bearing mosquito is here. That's that. I'm me when I spread misinformation. TikTok became just sloth. I mean, to be fair, I think TikTok should have stayed banned. I know it's not necessarily a hot take. the little twitches. She is clearly uncomfortable. It just keeps going. Oh my god, they're sending the fucking superheroes after. I can't even see the original anymore. This is so fucking far afield. To be fair, this is the beauty of the duet feature. The duet feature was fucking made for shit like that. I love it so much. That's not the right. That's not the thing I'm supposed to be clicking on. Holy crap! The lore. Yeah, the original post is him just being like, "I get to show you my girlfriend, who is definitely not like a woman that I paid to appear in this video." You know, get that bag, girl. All right. Oh, fuck me. I that might be the fat handest I've ever fat handed. All right. Time to see the damage. It's not that bad. I mean, this is bad. Everything else though is like relatively like the shapes are all like correctly positioned relative to each other in terms of the peppers. I kind of biffed the long peppers, but the shapes are right. I just needed to extend it, and then the fucking the very vestigial fucking baka. All right. Now let's see if I can let me see if I can find a water droplet. We can do like a quick like sphere light study. I need to move shit so I have room. Hold on, I just realized the TikTok video where the legs come in. Brittany has some hairy as fuck man legs. That was one of the first things I noticed about it, and I thought that was incredibly funny. Nope, that's not... Oh, god damn it. I can only move one layer at a time. I also need to update to the newest version of Clip Studio Paint, because it looks like there's some actually handy tools that I've just been not interacting with. Because, like, the smart shape feature actually seems incredibly nice. You would move layers. No, I found out the issue. The issue is I'm dumb and I clicked the wrong layer. Like, if something like this, where like I'm mostly looking at the stuff surrounding it. Critty got a big update recently. It's much improved. I already paid for the Clip Studio Paint license, and this is the one I'm the most familiar with. So I'm officially Stockholm syndromed. Core shadow, cast shadow. Highlight. Notably, because if I'm looking at like what's going on here. Ponder orb. Here. What is this? What is happening here? Beans. Orbs that make you large. So I guess, like, if I'm thinking about, like, where this is, it's kind of, like, right here. You should get a discount to the newest version upgrade if you purchased an older version perpetual license. I did. I changed the file navigation to double click instead of single click. What? Thank you, Mystic Wind. Thank you for farting doom. You're fine though. Mostly it's like I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like I feel comfortable skipping songs. Hold up. I realize now, I think this might be like... Why does this feel like a Silva Gunner? Honestly, I wasn't expecting to listen to all of it. I was just getting your reaction. Fair enough. How the fuck does circles work? It's only a Silva Gunner if you hear Flintstones. Granddad? Flintstones? Close enough. It's a bit squat. Check to score anything that might help you figure out the orb shading better. I'm not super sold. I mean, it is a handy resource, but... There we go. That's a good fucking circle. So it's kind of like almost like concentric circles from the first try. First try. This is very good. Like actually, one of my iPad does send time lapses, so you can see how I do it. I appreciate the thought. I'm good though. I think I'm gonna just kind of like here. Because there is an amount of like reflected light. Actually, this might be a situation where it's better for me to use the airbrush tool. Welcome on to Sharky. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. How you holding up? Good show for Sharky. Chart for my mods is available. How's your evening going? It's going all right. Currently trying my best to... I'm doing a bunch of art studies. So we did a bunch of still lives. Actually, that's a good orb. Yeah. Like I said, I light comes naturally to me. I think the big thing is, like, I need to figure out how light hits different objects. So that way I can add depth to the stuff that I'm working on. Like, it is, for me, in part, the shapes that are the difficult part, but also... I need to figure out, like, how to approximate different shapes and different lighting conditions. Also, part of me is like, I do have a tendency to, like, overcook sometimes. Here. Orb. Orb! Click for reference with high contrast lights. I mean, the big thing is, like, it's taking this energy and, like, finding a way to, like, streamline it. Spin. Actually, this might be, like, one of those things where it's, like... This might be the moment where I start getting into, like, oil painting. Because if I think about how I would do this with oil painting... Or, like a paint of any description... You would start with your darkest, and then you would progressively, like, lighten it up. Admittedly, the dry gouache doesn't necessarily do super well with, like, clean edges. Did you do you did the additive method? Now you're doing the subtractive method. Nice. Well, it's different. It's kind of like it's like using different tools. So, for example, the advice I've gotten when it comes to, like, working with oil paints, is that a lot of it's you start with a dark base layer. Here. You want to start with a dark base layer, and you want to build the lighter tones on top of it, because you want to think about, like, where the light is hitting. Yeah, the underpaint. Yeah. Also, we are soon going to get hit with some ads, so do be mindful. Go grab some snack or rest hydrations. We'll be here for another 10 minutes while I try an alternate technique for working out the orb. I definitely think I do better with the additive perspective. Adding the base layer and then darkening around that. Although to some degree, I think it's like it might be the tool that I'm using. Oh, the angry blue thing with the follow. Welcome to the live chat. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. They look deeply different. Here. So if we do something like this, here, let me grab the. Okay, so start with the darker. And then the idea is like you want to add the like light on top. Like trying to avoid the areas that you know are going to end up being like kind of darkish. We just come in with a blending tool and just blend a little bit. I wish I was this good at art. I promise you, this is like the only thing I'm good at is shading. Shading is the only thing I've got going for me. And I don't even do it that often. Like, I'm willing to say that this is a respectable, like, spear. I think the one on the right's a little bit better than the one on the left. In part because I think using the select tool to make sure I had a cleaner outline does a lot to actually help. That way I don't have to worry about, like, all of the sketchiness around the edge, but... And also, you very much can be. Arguably, you could be a lot better. Because, like, I've done 2 years of art, and I put 6 hours a week into it. And probably a little bit less than that on average. But, like, all it takes is dedication. And trust me, that the thing you're feeling right now is the thing I feel for a ton of artists. That feeling never goes away. So I'm looking at this now, I'm like... I am at risk of overcooking it. Talent envy is a very, very real thing. A result of talent dysphoria. I think that is one of those things where it's like... The frustration you have when you do art is because your ability to appreciate and understand art it outpaces your ability to create. But that's actually Hold up. I realize I got the liquefy tool. But like the fact that you are able to recognize good art is like a meaningful skill that helps you improve. Nice balls, Starky. Thanks, Astral. But no, like I think it might just be like my background in physics, but I actually have like an extremely good idea for like how shading is supposed to work. I do think this. I think the subtraction. I should probably have given the additive track a little bit more. But I think the subtractive ends up looking a little bit better for is like starting with a black and then kind of building it up from there. Like the blending. I find what it is for me is I can never experience my own art for the first time or something. That's actually such a real way of seeing it that I had never considered. Is that like when you're seeing someone else's art, you're blown away because you're experiencing all of the effort that was put into it along the way. And your brain is like almost overwhelmed with details for you to appreciate. Whereas when you're working on it, you are involved with every detail making. So like none of it's a surprise to you. Your brain scans through it and you notice every single little detail and also every single little mistake. But no, I think I'm relatively happy. I'm not super duper enthused with how the shape studies went, but I do feel happy with how the lighting study went. But no, I think that I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Your shading might be too good compared to your entire arsenal, Starky. That's the fucking problem. Is I this is where my shading is at, and the rest of my fucking like the rest of my like artistic skills aren't up to snuff, and it's so fucking frustrating. And that's part of why I don't shade a lot of my pieces, is because like I feel like it's like that's not the limiting factor for me. But no, thank you for hanging out. I followed you on Blue Sky. Well, hopefully, lots of reposts, lots of going live messages, various, silly little thoughts. Nope, that's not the right message. That's not the right song list. There we go. And 3D being so involved, it can become easy to be indifferent to your own stuff. Oh, absolutely. I can only imagine. Because, like, I feel like the average 3D project ends up taking way longer than the average... Starky Cam. Yes, Cam got taken to prison in Act 1. Yes, that's so fucking funny. We have a friend, Camkel, who's playing through Silk Song, and apparently he got hit by the prison. Can you start Act 2 that way? No, because you can't escape the prison directly into the Citadel. You need to escape using the Silk Beast. Or the Bell Beast. Let's see. Let me see who's live. Thanks for stream. Well, thank you for hanging out. You know who it's been a hot minute since we've raided into? Oh, the Naked Arc. Yep. You use my emotes or whose emotes do you happen to have? We're raiding a bird. I think we're going to raid over to Spout. Spout, heckin' wonderful, amazing bird. But yeah, if this is your first time here, I'm StarkyMorph, Big Chaos Curly Internet, variety streamer live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games, however, every Tuesday and Friday, or I guess to be fair nowadays, the last 2 years we've been learning art, so if you'd like to see that, feel free to stick around. We got the YouTube if you'd like to catch up on the VODs there, see what all we've been up to, see the artistic progress. We got a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, say hello Sweet Beans, see the Curse Conto Sweet Beans post. We got the coffee sponsorship with Dragon Rose Coffee. If you'd like to get some really good coffee with discount code StarkyMorph to get 10% off, help support the stream, help support the channel. You get some really good coffee. And then of course we also have the Blue Sky. I'm a goobus. Why is the Blue Sky? Usually the Blue Sky is the first thing I shout out. But no, art that I make, art that I get commissioned, general ramblings, updates with the video essay, which I don't have the energy in me to fucking edit the video currently. I'm going to work on it or pay someone to edit a fucking hour of video footage. But no, I love you guys to bits. Thank you so much for hanging around and watching the slow deterioration of my emotional well-being. I love you guys. Catch you tomorrow where we're going to be returning to Danganronpa. So be sure to go catch up on the VODs. I love you guys. Catch you then. Have a wonderful evening. Bye!